Good evening and welcome to NEWSBREAK Live. I'm Hiba Samad. Thanks for joining us. Local residents have the opportunity to voice their opinions on a potentially historic change. Tonight, the second meeting on the topic of transitioning from at-large to district-based elections will take place. Community members are invited to participate in the public hearing at 7 p.m. in the council chambers. The purpose of the hearing is to identify the neighborhoods, other communities, and interest and local factors that should be considered or used as building blocks when drafting district maps. The goal of redistricting is to create districts from smaller areas such as precincts or counties in such a way that all of the districts have the same population or are within a very small deviation. The public is invited to submit maps through an online tool that is available right now on torranceca.gov. You can click on the homepage to find it. There's a quick start guide that explains the steps needed to create districts. A local organization is in need of volunteers. The Torrance Cultural Arts Foundation is recruiting help for the South Bay Festival of the Arts. Last year, more than 3,000 people attended the inaugural festival. Volunteer shifts are only 3 hours long and include various tasks from setting up, selling t-shirts, directing cars for parking, general crowd control, and assistance. Volunteers who participate will receive a festival t-shirt and have access to a variety of snacks and beverages throughout the day. They're hoping to get help from about 300 people. The South Bay Festival of the Arts will bring once again live music, art, and food. Last year, the festival had various stages at the Arts Complex, from the James Armstrong Theater, Nakano, to the Ken Miller Recreation Center. To volunteer, go to torrancearts.org. If you're a Torrance middle school student who loves science, you have the chance to show it off. This year, the Torrance Youth Council decided to have a science fair promoting the importance of science as their annual activity for middle school students that emphasizes the importance of community service. You can submit your project idea by May 11th online. There's an application form you can also fill out. You can select a topic that sparks your interest. Students can participate individually or in maximum groups of 3 students. Winners of the science fair will be announced at the event held at the Attic on May 12th. All participants must be at the event and be ready to explain their experiments. The Torrance Youth Council is an advisory body to City Council on matters related to youth in Torrance. If you're interested in the science fair, go to torranceca.gov and search Torrance Youth Council. You can save money by participating in the 2018 Torrance South Bay YMCA Summer Camp. The deadline is on April 20th, and you can save $25 by using the code HEALTHYKIDSATCAMP. Camps start in June and range in ages depending on the camp selected. Kids can choose YMCA Camp Whittle or Round Meadow, which are both located in Big Bear. Do you have unused prescription drugs in your medicine cabinet that you don't need? Well, if you do, now is the time to dispose of them safely. This Saturday is National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, which is sponsored by the Drug Enforcement Agency, and it's the perfect time to remember to dispose of them properly. Unused or expired prescription medications are a public safety issue leading to potential accidental poisoning, misuse, and overdose. Before disposing, scratch out all identifiable information on the bottle. There are 2 places in Torrance where you can drop off drugs at any time, including Kaiser Foundation Health Plan on Madrona Avenue and the CVS located on West 190th Street. According to the DEA, excess medications left at home are highly susceptible to accidental ingestion, misuse, and abuse. In October 2017, Americans across the country turned in about 456 tons of unwanted or expired medications. Once again, Torrance police are participating in a tour to honor fallen officers, but they can't do it without some help from the community. Torrance Police is fundraising to support their participation in the Police Unity Tour, where officers from across the country fundraise by bicycling from New Jersey to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C. The ride will take place on May 10th, making it the 22nd anniversary. 10 Torrance police officers will participate, and 2,500 overall will be there. You can donate by going to the homepage at clicking donations at SoCalPUT.com. Well, you still have time to stop and check out an international art exhibit right here in Torrance. CO Lab 3 is an international emerging artists collaborative project which presents 8 artist-run gallery spaces in Los Angeles, partnering with another 8 artist-run spaces in Berlin, Germany. Overall, 16 spaces featuring 76 artists.
This was a tremendously successful opening, and we've had a high attendance for this show. I think people are hungry to see what's going on in the rest of the world, and these collabs managed to pair really interesting artists from Southern California with really interesting artists from various cities around the world.
The exhibit is open until May 18th. Now let's get to the weather. Today there was a high of 66 degrees and expected low of 56 tonight. And tomorrow will warm up a bit with a high of 68 and a low of 56. Then on Thursday there will be a high of 66 with a low of 54. A national food drive is around the corner and they need your help. On May 12th marks the 26th anniversary of one of America's great days of giving. The National Association of Letter Carriers Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive. On this day, letter carriers across the country will collect non-perishable food donations from customers. These donations will go directly to local food pantries. All you have to do is leave non-perishable food donations in a bag by your mailbox, and your letter carrier will do the rest. For more information, head to NALC.org. A local woman used her quick thinking to help save a man suffering from a heart attack. Torrance City Cable reporter Louis Tran has this story.
Jessica Campbell is the general manager at the LA Galaxy Soccer Center located on Maple Avenue. And recently, one regular workday turned into something much more.
It's hard to wrap your head around how quickly and easily things could have gone the other direction.
Campbell was faced with an emergency after learning that a soccer player at LA Galaxy was having a heart attack.
You're just thinking, like, please don't die. Please be okay. Please stick through this.
Campbell quickly grabbed the automated external defibrillator.
Attach defib pads to patients.
A machine that revives the heartbeat through electrical shocks, and rushed to the field.
It was just panic, freaked out, like, oh my God, like that's never happened here before.
Campbell quickly remembered her work safety training and performed CPR while starting up the AED tool, which she used for the first time.
You could tell that he was in pain. His eyes were open. He was red-faced and sweaty.
I was just hoping for the best, and I was just like, I hope this all works out well, stays alive, and everything will be fine.
In order to use an AED, the person must first press the start button. The system will then tell the user step-by-step instructions on how to use it, such as where to place the pads on the person's body and when to deliver a shock.
It drastically increases survivability for patients who go into cardiac arrest, meaning their heart's no longer beating and they're no longer breathing.
According to the Torrance Fire Department, a person has about a 66% survival rate when their heart stops beating. But this decreases by 5% each minute they do not receive compressions, medication, or any electrical shock.
From the calls we've been on, the heart attacks in public, they happen very quick. And that's why it's really important for people to be able to look around for an AED and at minimum, call 911, start that process, and then begin CPR.
Campbell and her employees are trained every 2 years on how to perform CPR and use AEDs. She credits her 6 years of training to help prepare her for moments like these.
Just knowing, that it's there and it's available and it's a resource that you should use is invaluable. Again, I'm just glad that everything turned out all right.
For Torrance City Cable, I'm Louis Tran.
Thanks, Louis. Campbell has not heard from the heart attack survivor, but has been told he's recovering. A big-name car company is recalling more than 1 million cars worldwide. Audi's coolant pumps can overheat and potentially catch fire. The recall affects recent but not new models of some of the brand's most popular ones, equipped with a specific 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine. This includes A4s, A5, A6, and Q5 crossover. The coolant pumps are at risk of overheating because of moisture-induced short circuits or after becoming clogged with debris. To fix the issue, the German automaker will replace all affected pumps free of charge with a new part. Owners will be notified by June 11th. Harley-Davidson is looking for interns to travel across the country. During the 12-week Find Your Freedom internship program, you'll learn to ride a bike, then travel across the U.S., exploring motorcycle culture and sharing your adventures on social media. The company is looking for marketing and communication students pursuing a career in social media. The job is open to juniors and seniors in college as well as recent graduates. This is an opportunity for the company to also grow the sport of motorcycling and increase their social media footprint. The highlight of the internship is that participants will be paid for their time and get to keep their motorcycle at the end of the program. To apply, make a video, write an essay, create a photo collage, or whatever else you feel would make you stand out, and send it to freedominternship@harley-davidson.com. The deadline is May 11th. And don't forget to tune in tonight and watch the live Torrance City Council meeting beginning at 7 p.m. They will proclaim the first week in May as Safety Seat Checkup, recognize elementary schools for their waste reduction efforts, and much more. Now here are some upcoming events this week. Tonight, stop by Rascal's Teriyaki Grill in Torrance to support the Torrance Rosefoot Association. 15% of food sales will go to the organization. You must present the flyer. You can find it online at torrancerosefoot.org. Plus, don't forget the Wings of Freedom tour will be landing in Torrance this week. They will arrive Thursday and stop by and visit or even make an appointment to take a ride. The tour includes one-of-a-kind World War II aircraft at the Torrance Airport. Then also this Thursday, your local police officers will be at the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf on Hawthorne Boulevard near Sky Park Drive. Coffee with a Cop will start at 9 a.m. and run through 11 a.m. Well, in just 2 minutes, Aaron Voisin, Director of Financial Planning from EP Wealth, will join me to talk about April Financial Literacy Month. We'll be back in just a few.
The thrill of riding in cars with kids. The importance of doing it safely.
Welcome to the wide world of car seats. Up next is Juan, competing in the Right Car Seat Challenge.
On your mark, get set, go!
Juan's kid is 6 years old. Important info, but that doesn't tell Juan which seat to choose.
Ooh, nice move getting her height. But he'll need one more thing.
That's it, her weight. But wait, what's he doing now?
You know, it looks like he's checking the size limits for each seat.
He's reading it. He seems to be making up his mind.
Yes, he's chosen the right seat for her age, height, and weight.
Now comes the final hurdle, registering it with the manufacturer. And he's registered! Congrats, Juan. You are a car seat champion.
For more car seat safety excitement, go to safercar.gov/the right seat.
Hi, I'm Jordan Peele. I'm usually trying way too hard to be funny. Well, right now I'm going to be completely serious with you. Online bullying is a toxic side effect of modern technology. No one's immune to it. Not you, not me, nobody. But there's a way we can fix it. This emoji in the symbol section of your phone's emoji keyboard. Use it when you see bullying online to say, I see what you're doing, Not cool, definitely not funny. And I know what funny is. I coined the phrase wordness to the turdness. So join me and become a witness. When you see bullying online, use this emoji to do something. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org.
Welcome back to the second half of NewsBreak Live, and joining me is Erin Voisin, Director of Financial Planning from EP Wealth in Torrance. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
And we're going to be talking about a lot of great things and programs that EP Wealth offers. But first, April is Literacy Month, Financial Literacy Month, excuse me. So let's start talking about that, and what does that mean?
So really, this is a month designed to really promote that there's a lack of financial education in grade schools, high schools, middle schools, junior high, even in college, you could argue. So it's really just a month to put out there that this is a month geared towards educating the young about anything that's financially, supported.
So Erin, what do you do for EP Wealth?
So I'm the Director of Financial Planning. So what my role is there is I have a team of advisors I'm assigned to, and I lead a team of financial planners. So we work with all the clients on an individual basis to help them meet their financial goals. So whether that's retiring, saving for college, buying that first dream home, leaving a legacy, it's really customized to that specific client's needs.
And we're going to talk about an interesting topic. It's Financial Literacy Month in April, but I guess we sometimes forget to talk to our youth about finances, and EP Wealth actually has a program that goes into classrooms in the Torrance Unified School District to teach them how to save and to be conscious of this. So I'll let you do the rest and tell us what that's all about.
Right. So it started last year, and it's kind of dominoed into a lot of different events, but really we had an opportunity present itself with one of our interns, and she had talked to a teacher about having us come in and present about financial literacy. So through our Investing in Women's initiative, this is where it came through. We kind of asked the group, hey, who would be interested in doing this? So I'm actually one of 7 women on this committee that goes out to do these presentations. And after the first one, we all got this kind of adrenaline rush from doing it because it was so well received. We had so many students asking questions. Teacher was involved. Teacher was recommending us to another teacher. And we kind of realized, hey, we have something here. This was actually really impactful. We all love doing it. Let's continue. So from there, we just started proactively reaching out to schools using our natural network, and then reaching out really through some just Google searches. Hey, let's talk to the career counselors. And so that's how we got to North High, which we did last week.
What are you teaching the students in the classroom? It's kind of a twofold approach, correct?
Correct. I kind of joke is like it's financial planning 101. So it's everything from budgeting, saving, credit, insurance, taxes, retirement planning, and then we transitioned to the careers in the financial services industry, because a big reason why we started this in our women's initiative was because of a lack of women in this field. So I am a CFP. Only 23% of all CFPs are currently female, and that's been a statistic that has stayed flat for the last 10 years. So through our women's initiative, we really wanted to start promoting this industry to more women, to engage them and understand really what this industry is all about and how they could have a future in it.
Great. And why don't families talk to their children about finances, would you say, at a young age? Why is it something they should be doing?
I mean, it's across the board. You have some parents that aren't comfortable with their own finances, so they don't want their kids essentially making maybe some of the same mistakes they did. They think, okay, I'm not the best person to learn from. You'll hopefully learn about this in school, which unfortunately most aren't. Or they just view it as, I want my kid to learn on their own, and I don't want to kind of share my secrets. Some parents feel like it's going to let them in on their own personal financial situation, where they don't want the kids to really know, hey, maybe we don't have as much savings as I'm telling you to create. So it really kind of varies family to family, and a lot of it just comes down to comfort.
So where does that discussion start? What are some tips you can give parents or even older siblings that can talk to their younger siblings about this? At what age?
I mean, I'll say start as young as you can. We're doing a presentation tomorrow for first graders, and obviously we're not going in with the same presentation that we went in with the high school children, but it's about the importance of saving money. So for tomorrow, it's, hey, the next time you're running errands with mom or dad and you're at Target, demanding for that one toy that you see in the toy aisle and your mom's saying no. It's that parent's decision right there to say, here's why I'm saying no. Because by saying no, we're going to get to go on this trip in a couple months, or I'm going to get to send you to college. So it's kind of starting to drip those financial thoughts, even at a young age, to get them to realize that when you're saying no to a toy or some kind of, gadget, there's a reason for it.
Or even clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
What things can parents do to encourage their children to manage their own money, even if it's their allowance?
So I think the best thing that's happened in terms of technology are the apps that are out there. There are so many different apps geared towards financial literacy. So actually, as part of our presentation, that's what we end with, is enlightening all the kids in the room about the various apps they can go download on their phone, their tablet, and work with their parents through these applications. So it's showing, hey, here's my want. So maybe I want to go buy a brand new purse, and I get X amount in allowance. How long is it going to take me to buy that purse? And that's what these apps are designed to do. It's designed to make it a little fun, but also very realistic to what their current situation is.
And I definitely agree that teaching the youth from now is very important. Forbes recently released an article about millennials going into debt because of their need to keep up with the lifestyle seen on social media. And this is kind of a lifestyle we've seen on TV and everywhere now. Is this a new issue?
I think it's an issue that's been around, but it's an issue that's becoming bigger because social media is really capturing what's called the influencer model. So they're finding those people that have a ton of followers and calling them influencers. So peppering them with free products so that they can go out and model those products or offer discount codes. And, I'm guilty of it myself. I can't tell you how many dresses I've purchased through Instagram, scrolling through because of the social media. But it really isn't, I think, a new issue. It's just become bigger because of the social media presence that some of these stars now have.
And this kind of goes hand in hand, the recent presentation at North High. What were the students most interested in learning?
I mean, North High was interesting because going into this presentation, it was optional. So when we registered for it, the career counselor said, you might get 2 kids. It's during lunch. I have no idea who's going to show up. So we came prepared with 50 packets. And as the lunch bell rang, the kids just kept coming in and kept coming in. We ran out of all of our 50 packets. I think we had probably 70 kids stacked in the doorway, sitting in front of us. And really their questions were around budgeting and credit cards. A lot of questions on understanding how a credit card works. And so us explaining, especially as you graduate and you go off to college, these people flock to college campuses willing to have you get that free t-shirt so you sign on the dotted line. And then you think, great, I have $1,000 I can go spend. And that $1,000 becomes $1,500 as they know that you're spending on it. So we had a lot of explanation of what credit card debt is and how credit actually affects you for the future.
What is the goal of this outreach program? I mean, you're going into the classroom, speaking to kids, answering their questions, which they might not feel comfortable talking to their parents about. So what's the future looking like?
I mean, our goal, so like I said, I'm one of 7 people on this committee. So our goal is to continue to do as many presentations as we can and really keep bringing financial education into schools and giving them that outlet to ask questions, because maybe they aren't comfortable asking mom and dad, but they're comfortable asking, 3 or 4 women that come in that are coming at it from a very simple but effective point of view, coming at it from a profession that we all do every day, so we can relate to it. We can talk about client stories, situations we've seen, and not necessarily make it so it's your parents where you don't want to listen to them necessarily because they're your parents. So it's kind of a third-party objective point of view.
Besides debt and savings, when it comes to parents, what can they do when their children are maybe toddlers to start saving for their child's future? Is there like a tangible amount that they can start putting in a bank account so as a child gets older, there is money for them?
So we get that question a lot, especially when we deal with new parents. I have a 5-month-old, so I ask myself the same question. It's really coming down to what are your goals for the child? Do you want to save? Maybe it's for college. Do you want to save 100%, 50%? Are you okay with student loans? What are you ultimately saving that money for? Is it to make them comfortable to buy a home in the future? Make sure they have a car when they turn 16? So we kind of back into what the goal of the money is and then look at their individual financial plan to figure out what they can afford.
Okay, if someone's interested in reaching out to you, you can go to epwealth.com. Any other information you can provide?
No, I mean, really just we would encourage anyone interested in our program to please reach out. You know, we're more than willing to come in, do these at any school level. Like I said, we're doing anywhere from first grade to seniors in high school.
Great. Erin, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, that does it for NewsBreak Live. City Council is back tonight on the dais, and if you ever have news or video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. Also, if you missed any part of the show, you can catch it on Torrance City Cable's YouTube page and search NewsBreak Live. Have a great night.